Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're starting with a good old-fashioned 4-set Assassination Rogue. And yes, I finally got my 4-set, and I'm not gonna lie, almost every one of these games are Assassination Rogue. I have never faced so many rogues in my life. I guess tonight was just rogues. So almost every game I faced was a rogue, which was perfect, because I love facing other rogues, because I love just completely and utterly destroying them in every way possible. This guy tries to leap over, I instantaneously blind him for Trinket. This guy evasions. And by the way, listen, I want you to be comment right now for the algorithm. And listen, do not just type in comment, because then you look like a bot, and I can't be having bots. So you need to type a original comment, something good. It cannot just be comment or something like that. It needs to be something special. Because guess what? My channel be looking like a bunch of bots, and we can't be having that. I'm back-to-back world champion AWC player. You think I want bots in my chat? No. I need back-to-back real comments. So I need you to get off your Cheeto licking fingers, go in the comments, type a comment, original, not just comment, type in something. But here we end up just cheap shotting this guy and instantaneously destroying his DPS. Nothing he can do about that. My guy domes for no reason. I guess he tries to pre-dome, but it doesn't work out for him. And I'm not gonna lie. Yes, let's be honest. To be fair, I think Assassination Rogue is a little bit overtuned. I think having two shivs is a little bit too broken right now. I think honestly what they need to do is they need to put it to one shiv and maybe put it at like a, or either put it to where it's 15% dampening. So instead of 35, make it 15. Cause like if you look at the twos, it already starts at like 30. Like it's really high. Like it starts theoretically at like the start of the game. I think it's like 20%, and on the top of that, 35 is just too high. When you're already sitting at 50% damp at the very start of the game, I think that's a little bit too much, especially in solo queue wise as well. When you're starting at super high damp and it's going really quick. So I think 15% dampening instead of 35. Honestly, if they did that, then we could have two still. I think that'd be fine. But I think having 35%, having that 35% is a little bit too overtuned right now. So I end up smoke bomb kindling, and then we're gonna blind the priest. Now there is a chance he can death it, but at this rating, he doesn't even like. Usually I'll look for death for a second, and then I'll blind. But usually they use death for damage now, so like you don't even have to worry about it because every priest uses all their C's for damage instead of any of that. So like usually priests don't really care about death anymore. They just use it like legit at the start of the game. They just use it off CD because it does so much unhealable damage. So here we end up full sending him here, and at this point we can kind of just double bleed and kill. Like as you can see, they're just both dead here. I actually end up trinketing, which I probably should have saved it for behind, but we take whatever we can get. So like he blinds me here, but at the same time it's not that big of a deal. Cause let's be honest, the disc priests have a lot of utility, and the problem with disc priests is it's not that good in twos. So like it's good damage wise, but when it comes to defensive wise versus an assassination, it's really whoever rogue is better. It all comes down to the rogue. Like, the priest cannot heal the damage, so it's up to the rogue to, like, end up pre goes, because, like, if they're just getting kidney off the yard and they're not pre-feigning or doing that, or disarming to stop the go, they're just going to die to PvE. Because the dampening's too high. I mean, I think priest damage is overtuned. I think, Mistweavers is overtuned, but, let's be honest. I know a lot of people get very, butthurt when I say any other class is OP. But listen, I think we all know Assassination Rogue is overtuned, but so is every other class in the game. So it's like at the point to where like nobody cares about every class is overtuned. That's what's like every class is almost S tier right now. Like every class has a spec that is God tier. So it's like it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. So like if you're just complaining, you have so many options to where it does not matter. Just play something, play the meta, and stop complaining. That's it. Like Blizzard's not gonna change their mind and try to actually fix it. So if you can't beat them, join them. Stop trying to play like Holy Priest and Rest of Shaman. Play a Disc Priest, Rest of Druid, or an Evoker. If you're not playing that, get off the game. Go log off. Wait in a 30-minute queue on a DPS. GG's. But as you can see here, the damage is overwhelming. Like I haven't even clicked the cooldowns yet, and he's just toaster oven. Like I still have all my burst. So like after I got my 4-set, it's pretty like really broken. Like when I was playing 3100, 3300 MMR in solo queue, and I had 2-set, I honestly thought I was wondering why every other rogue was like. Obviously, I really never faced another rogue in solo queue, but if you see my damage now, it's just like it's not really healable. It's really not. Like I'm playing with a looking for group healer, and by the way, if you guys get butthurt about me and him talking how we are, trust me, it's chill. Some people talk like this. It is what it is. So like he's on my friends list and all that stuff. So don't get super butthurt about it. I basically know him. It be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Because I know a lot of people, they'll look at my chat and they'll be like, oh my god, he's toxic. Yes, I am toxic. It is what it is. Listen to me. You don't get to where you're not, anybody over 2400 right now is the most toxic person. They just don't show it. Any streamer you know is the most toxic person you've ever met. So just believe it. They show you a false reality. You need to wake up to reality. Quote unquote Madara. Uchiha from Naruto. You understand what I'm saying? So listen to me and don't listen to the, good stuff, you know what I'm saying? So here we end up double bleeding, and as you can see, I haven't even clicked damage yet, and they're dying. Like, it's the most unhealable dam I honestly didn't even think it was this broken, but now I just realized that it's absolutely fried. It is so much damage to where I don't know how any healer heals it. Now, to be fair though, we are playing at low at CR still. 1600 is basically like 2200 in Shadowlands. So like it is something. Like people know how to click their W keybind at least and click like at least they know how to click cooldowns. But like, that's why I don't really queue arenas. Now I only queue arenas for you guys, so you best, enjoy the arena gameplay because I do not. Now I actually like playing these arenas because I was actually playing on my main and it wasn't terrible because I found like a decent healer. But overall, I think arenas are terrible. The inflation right now is incredible. You're facing multi-glads, multi-rank 1 alts at like 1400. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. So here we end up sapping. I end up almost not getting the sap because it ends up almost bugging out. I end up corroding off the good old-fashioned trinket. And I end up getting a good old-fashioned, full bleed damage on him. So pretty much you're double bleeding, just shivving. Always make sure you never have 2 shivs. That's what you need to make sure you're not having. Having 2 shivs is basically like you're just throwing. You always have a shiv basically. You always have an extra one, so just use it. Trust me, like in this situation, like you cannot heal through shiv damage. It's not gonna happen. Like if you burst and you have shiv on somebody and it's like and they're already both like 50%, you're not healing through the dam. It's not gonna happen. So like here we just end up. And by the way, like every game is like a rogue or a DK or like that's it. Like that's all we faced. That was every queue tonight. That was over 1600, which is pretty crazy. So I tell my guy to get in combat. So if I end up getting snapped here, so this rogue absolutely ends up outplaying me. He ends up blinding, which I kind of knew was gonna happen, but whatever. Honestly, I didn't really care because this guy wasn't popping bursts, so like we're really fine here. He just clicks PS and we're chilling. So like they got a good setup, but it turned out to be bad because this guy ended up blinding without clicking anything. When you blind and click, when you don't want to blind somebody unless you know. Like here, I ended up getting an insane step sap here. So like the best sapping game, like usually, I end up sapping his trinket. So like that's what you want to be doing. You want to blind and then sap off it. So like what that rogue should have done is blind and then sap and then Hajj, and now you're getting 20 seconds of cooldown like CC. So basically, every time you blind, you want to either vanish sap or you want to nelf sap. You always want to try to sap off your blind. Or if you sap first, then you want to blind next. But getting those sap blinds and blind saps are crucial. Now I end up smoke bombing here. He ends up mass dispelling the Bob, which is, honestly, it's probably bad. The reason it's bad is because he can just purge it. But, it works out for me, because by the time he bubbles anyway, he's going to have, MD back. So he ends up killing me. I just end up trinketing. At this point, this guy has no evasion, no vanish. He has nothing. He has 0 cooldowns. So after my disarm, I just get 1 more kidney off, and then I can just full send him with everything. So like here we just end up full sending. And by the way, the build will be in the bottom. I know I told some people that I was going to put it in the last video. I'll start doing that, but here as you can see, it doesn't really matter. He's dead. I'll start putting the build like right at the end of the video. I'll put like a clip of the build so people on their phones can like screenshot it. Even though you can just go to check PvP and legit just copy the build. So here we end up facing a tank. So here you want to go tank because tanks take extra damage. And when you face a tank like this, when they pre-sank like that, just sap the tank and do not open. You just wait it out and then you're going to sap the warrior and then start. And what happens if you sap the warrior, he's going to enrage. And then you'll be able to full fear the warrior and he has no enrage. 5-head strat. This guy ends up missing the spear. So this is how you know. There's a reason he's playing with a tank. I've actually faced this guy a lot in arena. Like in Shadowlands. He's always playing this comp like every time. He'll never not play this comp. He'll always be playing this comp. But obviously I'm the X-Vic. I don't lose unless it's mud and unless it's mud and somebody else. I ain't losing. Not today. So here we end up getting bubble. We end up mass dispelling it, and then we're just gonna rebleed and then full send him. He ends up almost one-shotting me because the game's bad. But here we end up full sending him. I end up vanish cheap-shotting the or I meant Nelf cheap-shotting the angel, and then he has another angel. So we just blind it. Honestly, I thought I could gouge it or grode it, but I ended up just blinding it. I could have just gouged it honestly, but at the time I was just trying to kill him because he has nothing. He has no bop, he has no bubble, Actually, I think he does have Bob, but even if he uses it, he just gets purged. So it's like he's just dead. They have 0 cooldowns right now. So he just lay on hands, and at that point he's dead. There's nothing he can do. I actually end up almost dying here because we overused cooldowns. But at the same time, it's not a big deal because it's pretty much GG's. As long as I don't just get randomly one-shotted. And pretty much it is a GG's. Don't play tank, ladies and gentlemen, because you will die and lose. Just like these guys. So he ends up AFKing and, saving the queue for the next game, like usual. So we get a good old-fashioned W. And that is all. That is basically it is. For the next game here, we end up facing another rogue. Like I said, it's rogue all day, every day. So he ends up sabbing, and anytime your healer gets sabbed, just wait in stealth. And pretty much you're just going to wait, and then you're going to grow. You want to always be growing out of stealth, everybody, because you're getting that 50% extra damage, which is really crucial when you're playing, a rogue. So my guy ends up trinketing blind. He ends up blinding. It was a weird blind, because my guy didn't even need a trinket. I mean, he legit didn't click anything. Like, he didn't death mark or anything. So here I end up stepping him for kidney, because anytime a guy evasions, you want to step kidney, because you can kidney them from the back. So make sure anytime you see evasion, you always have step, and if you don't even kidney, just wait. So I know he's going to kidney me, because if he doesn't, the reason he's going to kidney me is because he cheap shotted my healer. My healer grips me into a fear, which was a 5-head, and then I get your kidneyed. So basically, anytime your healer gets CC'd, it means you're going to get stunned. So that means, end up pre-feigning, pre-vanishing, pre-evasioning. But usually I like to save my vanish for, blind sap. So, like, it's just really good. He ends up PSing himself on accident, so that was a 5-hit from him. And at this point, he's pretty much dead. I just keep on him. Honestly, I probably just should have trinketed instantly, but I kind of waited. Honestly, I wasn't going to trinket, and then I realized at this point, I still have blind. There's no way he can live. Honestly, I don't even think I click blind because I don't care. Like, he ends up just dying. Like, I didn't even need to use it this game. I was so lazy, I didn't even care. So I actually just saved blind for the next game, and I didn't even need it. It was just overkill at that point. And like I said, we face rogue every game, so we face another rogue. And all it is the rogue ends up not clicking a single button, and even if I don't click anything, if you're playing with the disc priest, everyone knows that you just click the priest is click 1, 2, 3 and do unhealable damage. So we end up blinding in the opener, and pretty much just killing him. Because the rogue just decides not to click anything. And then I just end up sapping off the blind. I honestly thought he was going to trinket because his rogue was so low. But he ends up just getting, one-shotted by death. So, very unfortunate. Honestly, I was like, yo, he's not clicking a button, dead. So by the time his healer can get away from LOS, he's just toaster oven. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out the building below and check out the Discord. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace to the peace.